2 minutes ago, people, and we're on deck and ready to go. Well, welcome Meredith. Welcome Chris. Let's see who else is in here. I haven't.
Whoa, we've got Belgy in here.
Wow. Welcome Deb. Welcome Verona.
Hello, everyone.
Hey,
Verona's
Well,
been here before. I now have a face. Thank you.
yay. Thank you. Welcome Marilyn.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening,
Good
Marilyn. Glad
evening.
you were able to be here. Trying to remember where the spotlight is for the speaker, but
Think it's under view.
I think so. I'll look for it.
Hi, Bruce.
Good evening. Welcome. Glad you're here, Stan. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah,
Welcome, Jim.
it's good to be here.
Greetings, everyone.
Hi, Paula.
And it's 7 p.m. Good evening, Lions, and welcome, welcome, welcome to LCI Live. We're going to have an absolutely fabulous program for you tonight. We have the members from the IT team at headquarters to work with us. So if you will all put your microphones on mute after this, from this moment on, any questions or anything that comes up goes into the chat. Go ahead, give a holler out, shout out where you guys are from tonight. Um, our headquarters, our Lions Club's international chief of technology is Lion Sue Ben. Not only is Sue a lion, she is the president of her club, the BRHOB Lions Club. And so just so you know, I think our whole team is Lions tonight. And so they don't just sit behind their desks. They get out with their club and they're doing projects and working just like we are. So I just love that when our staff are also Lions and they get what we're doing and they're out there working with us doing it. So also with Elizabeth, or Elizabeth, I'm reading. I'm sorry. Also with Lion Sue on her team tonight with us, we have Lion Matt Wallace. Matt, start waving if you would. He is the manager of the digital products that we use from headquarters. Our next up is Elizabeth, goes by Liz Huskey, and she is the product manager at Oak Brook. The next team member and the last one is Galina Veselovsky, and she is the business analytics manager. And these will be the team members working with our IT chief, Lion Sue, tonight. And with that, Sue, I'm going to turn it over to you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, we practiced the sharing, so I'm going to try and share again and make sure I get it right. So hopefully everybody can now see our beautiful PowerPoint slide of what we're going to talk about tonight. So first off, thank you so much, Bruce, for asking us to be here. We really appreciate the opportunity to get out and talk to you. Most of you probably do know Liz. She is the voice of Lion Portal. So if you've ever watched a video or listened to a webinar, that is Liz who's doing that. But we have a great team, and I'm gonna just quickly introduce the whole team because this is only part of it. And then Matt's going to talk about digital products at Lion. And we know from all the questions that we had early in advance, reporting is on everybody's mind. So Galina is going to talk a little bit about that. And then Liz is going to kind of bring us home with not just what we're doing with the Lion Portal, but some sneak previews of things that are coming. So with that, all right. As you can see, we are all here in our beautifully AI photoshopped school pictures. So we all have the same background. Bruce introduced us. So I'll get right into a little bit about technology division by the numbers. It's an interesting thing. Although our staff is considered small by corporate standards, we between LCI and LCIF, there are about 350 staff. The population we serve is huge. So, for example, we do serve, all of our members, whether it's through website or Lion Portal. But in the Lion Portal, we have 207,000 very active users. Our team in technology also supports that 350 staff in the 5 offices that we have. We manage 70 plus applications. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, not just Lion Portal, but a lot of other things. So for example, if any of you are going to be at convention, we have a certification system, and then we have an election system that works with our certification system. So we've got a lot of other things there too. It's important. We protect over 4,500 data elements, and we take protection of Lion data and member data, donor data very, very seriously. In fact, almost about 8% of the IT budget goes toward things to protect and keep us safe. We deliver about 30 projects in a year and smaller sprints. And for our staff, we are resolving about 500 what we call tickets or problems or requests, new hire, set up for the board of trustee meeting, different things. We do about 500 of them. And our overall team is just a little over 30. And we do have staff both in the Oak Brook organization, but we also have staff in our India office in Mumbai. When you look across my team, and I'm really blessed to work with such a great team, the first part is infrastructure, and I like to refer to them, they're the plumbers or the electric company. If it works, nobody cares. But when it doesn't, boy, are you upset. And we got a great team over there. Matt is going to talk about digital products, and Liz is also part of that. But they really do look over after the Lion Portal, that Salesforce is used for our staff internally, our financial applications, and all the foundation donations and grant applications too. And then we have another team that's kind of behind the scenes, our product and data engineering team, which really, they're kind of like the train operators. They keep all the trains running between all those applications. All that data has to transfer and move and sync with other things. They also build components that our digital products team reuses in the portal. So it gives us a great efficiency there. And then finally, when all those trains arrive in their station and the data is all in the right place for the right purpose, Galina heads up our business analytics team, and she'll be on tonight. So that's a little bit about what IT is at Lions International. The interesting thing is we like to joke that if it plugs into the wall, it must be technology. But we actually do work very, very, very closely with our marketing team, which really has our marketing and our website. So you may know them from mostly the website, but also from eClubhouse and some of the other things that they do for us. We work hand in hand with them. And together, we actually serve all the other divisions or other facets of Lionism. So that's everything from service to the finance, whether you're looking at your statement or Melinda is, and someone on her team is processing your dues payment. They're all there, convention, legal, yes. Even when David gets involved, and we have those little pesky things called constitution changes, that all comes down and says, hey, you guys got to go change the system over here because we just voted something in. So we don't like to deflect, but in technology, we really don't make the rules around our business. Our divisions do, and our committees that are on the board. So we get a lot of questions about, like, for example, why is there so much data in service activities? Well, Liz is gonna talk a little bit about that, but it's because the service activities committee has deemed that these are things that are important to at least offer Lions the opportunity to report. So a lot of the things that you say, why can't you make it work differently? We wish we could. By the way, I hated being first vice president last year. I couldn't do anything. First vice presidents cannot do anything in the portal. So I could not approve a service activity. I was in there putting them in because we do a lot of service, but then I had to go get somebody else to approve them. So we live those frustrations too. So please do give us that feedback. In fact, it is listened to no matter how that comes in, whether it comes to technology. But one of the things was it used to be that only a treasurer or somebody at the district level could pay on behalf of the club. And now that's been opened up. So we have more people who can do it. So please do always let us know what you need and why you need it, and we'll help you build a great argument. And that's part of Matt's main responsibility. So I'm going to turn it over to Matt to tell you a little bit more about the digital products group. Matt.
Thank you, Sue. Appreciate it. So yes, I'm here to talk a little bit about the product team because as Sue mentioned, she talked about the products we support and the work that we do in terms of helping Lions, but really what does that mean? So as Sue highlighted, understanding member needs is key. As we build these products, we don't do it in a vacuum. We don't do it because we think that it is necessary. We do it because we heard that it's necessary, whether it's from a Lion member or whether it's from one of our executives or whether it's from a staff member. We are evaluating a bunch of different requests and we work to make sure that we're moving forward with those. So then, based on those needs, we look at technology to see how can we use technology to help implement that to make the life easier for whoever is using the product. And then we also, because we get so many requests, we're working to prioritize those requests and try to deliver those as quickly as possible. And then if you've watched any of the YouTube videos, you will recognize Liz's voice. And that's because our team is constantly working to provide the training and education on the products that we're building so that our members know exactly how to use them and the different capabilities that are available to them. So if we move to the next slide, I'm just highlighting some different ideas that have been out there. So as I said, feedback is key. So we are constantly hearing from those, different stakeholders on what are ways that we could improve the portal or other products that we support. So you'll see things on here like capturing club meeting notes or improve reporting or, seeing my donation history or controlling personal data. So all of those things are items that we've heard from our members or from, other divisions or from our executives that are things that we are looking at. One of the things that you don't see up here, but is being worked on, is DG expense. So one of the priorities we heard from our leaders was that our district governors are not getting paid as quickly as we would want. And the process is still, they have to send in an Excel document and send in receipts. And so our team is actively working to build out a solution in the Lion portal that will allow you to easily submit expenses if you're a district governor. And in the future, we will enable that for other roles. Like if you are a guiding lion or something to that effect, we are, working to improve that process so that our leaders who help to support our Lions aren't waiting for payment. So, we're constantly getting ideas and suggestions, and we're working to build those capabilities. And so really the last thing I'm going to highlight is, we're not standing still. We are constantly working to update and improve the Lion portal. We know that it's important because needs change, feedback from our members change, and so you'll probably notice if you use the Lion portal with any frequency, the Lion portal you see today is quite different in several key areas than it was, 2 years ago when we launched. And that's because we've gotten different feedback, and we are constantly working to turn that feedback into reality and a better system for our Lions. So next, we're going to have Galina and Liz talk a little bit about what that looks like and what improvements we're making. So first up will be Galina.
Thank you, Matt. And hello, everybody. My name is Galina Veselovsky. I manage data analytics and reporting team. As you mentioned, our team overall is small. So my team is even smaller because we have only two staff members. And with that small team, we support LCI staff as well as Lions globally. I know everybody likes reports, and just to give you how many reports do we have? The team maintains right now approximately 700 operational reports, and that includes reports that are used by internal staff as well as Lions around globally. Many of our reports are not just simple reports, they function more like programs with complex logic behind the scene. Because we support 13 different languages, the organization also relies on these reports for fulfillment. Generating packing slips, letters in recipient languages, as well as shipping labels. Our fulfillment process itself is not quite is quite complex, not easy. Some awards are shipped directly to recipients, although we do not always have member shipping information. Other reports to the clubs, district governors, and in certain areas, even to NMD offices. So these variations and exceptions add significant complexity to the fulfillment process. So therefore, if you're expecting an award, please keep in mind that these complexities may occasionally result in delays in deliveries. The team also developed and supports 4 dashboards available to Lions. While this may seem like a small number, each dashboard contains multiple components and sub-dashboards. I will provide a little bit more details a little later. In addition, the team handles ad hoc requests from both Lions leaders as well as staff. We also analyze data issues and identify trends to help organization make data-driven decisions. When issues arise, the team collaborates with appropriate business units to collect data within the system or works directly with Lions to ensure that information is accurate and up to date. Let's move to the next slide, please. There are many reports available to Lions, and they can be accessed through Lion Portal. Here are the 3 primary reporting platforms available. Lion Portal View Reports feature, I will go into more details shortly. Dashboards, that is accessible through Reports and Insights feature. And Lion Reporting Sites, that is similar to dashboards available through Reports and Insights feature in Lion Portal. As best practice and to improve reports performance while minimizing the impact on operational systems, many of the reports are built with the data from a data warehouse. The data warehouse plays a very critical role for reporting. It is serving as a data central repository where data from multiple platforms is collected, consolidated, and prepared for reporting and analysis. In addition, the team manages the month-end process. For those who were not aware of, the month-end process begins on the first days of each month and typically takes about 7 to 10 days to complete. This process includes generating and distributing leadership reports that are customized based on each recipient role, area of responsibility, and language preferences. The team generates over 50,000 emails containing reports tailored specifically to the recipient role. Let's move to the next slide, please. Let's take a little closer look on View Reports feature that is available in Line Portal. This is where you can access transactional reports. Since Line Portal contains members' personal information, access is governed by your role and area of responsibility to ensure compliance with data privacy requirements and GDPR regulations. Because many functions and features within the Line Portal are role-based, not all reports available to every member. Member without an officer role, I believe, do not have access to transactional reports. In addition, some reports that could be available for the club level officers may not be available to the district level officers and vice versa. If you serve as a club or a district officer, please feel free to explore the reports that are available for you based on your role and responsibilities. Let's move on to the next. We can move to the next slide. So thank you.
It was slow, sorry.
That's all right. Now let's take a little deeper look at our dashboards. Currently, there are 4 dashboards available in Lion Portal. For any members with portal access. These dashboards can be accessed through a Reports Insights feature, and I will briefly walk through each one. We're going to start with Global Insights, and thank you, Sue, for bringing this up. Although I refer to this dashboard as a single dashboard, it actually contains 6 dashboards within. This is where Lions can view statistics related to the clubs, membership, service, activities, and donations. The chart within this dashboard contains 13 months of data and compare results to the same month in the previous fiscal year. These dashboards can also be drilled down to a specific area, and you can select multiple areas for comparison to see how your area is performing in relations to others. Moving next to the Learn Insights. This dashboard provides learning and training statistics, including the percentage of members and officers who have completed trainings, as well as GLT reporting training activities. Next one is the District Goals Progress. This one is the most widely used dashboards by our leaders. It shows progress towards the goals established by district governor. As you can see, this dashboard also contains multiple sub-dashboards corresponding to each goal area defined by district leaders. And the last one is a KPI metrics. This dashboard provides historical data for LCI key performance indicators, that is clubs, membership, service activities, and donations, of course. Moving on to the next slide. Well, the final reporting platform is Lions reporting site. This site can be accessed through the reporting insights as well selection by selecting membership reports. And then choosing any of the available membership reports, such as cumulative, I'm pretty sure all of you are aware of that, club health assessment, also very popular report, or any other reports available through selection. This site contains history of all monthly reports, with some reports dating back as early as 2009. These reports published every month as part of our month-end process, and they are statistical in nature and do not contain any personal information. Therefore, access to this site is not dependent on your role or area of responsibility. Please feel free to explore this site. You will see a full list of reports available for you to use, and they're very, very useful. And with that, I will hand over to Liz.
Hang
who will
on.
You want to
Hang,
stop for questions?
Galina, I have a question or two here for you.
Okay.
Lion Stan writes, is there any plan to reorganize the data so when I want a report for sub-district 4-C6, I don't have to scroll through almost all the districts in CA1 to find it?
And which are you referring to? Is that in a dashboard or? Because
Lions State.
in the dashboard, you can actually select your district and the data will be shown just for your specific district.
That is correct. And so I'm going to assume that Stan was using one of the last membership reports you referenced that anyone could look up there. Yeah, on those, I realized there you have to scroll through.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you. And then
there is plan. So hopefully, maybe in the future, we will try to make all of these reports available in portal, and they will be only shown for your area of responsibility, for your district or multiple district. There is
and
plan for a future.
and then one last one, I think it might have slid in at it came up, believe, after Sue's, but
Oh,
whose ever this is, it would be great to have more than one club administrator to approve data. Is there a future for this that could be possible?
I think if you're talking about approving data, it's probably a service activity because that's
Yeah.
probably one of the. With the service activity, there are multiple positions. I would encourage anybody, if you want to know who can do what, there is a permission grid, but you can go on our website and just ask Ellie who can approve service or who can add members or who can do this, and it'll let you know.
All right.
But right now it is position specific. So give us the feedback because that's, for example, how we got from only the treasurer could pay the bill to Liz, it's the president, the treasurer, the secretary, and can the administrator pay the bill now too?
Yes, all four.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that came directly from Lion feedback. So please
All right.
keep it
Thank
coming.
you. That was from me too. Thank you.
Okay.
And for reports also, if feedback is always appreciated, and please identify where you're using that, what platform you're using that report from, because sometimes we have similar names within multiple systems. So thank you. And Liz, I'm handing over to you. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Galina. Hey, everybody. I am Liz Huskey, the product manager of the Lion Portal. And I thought I'd go through a little bit of the history that we have so far. And basically, if you can believe it, we celebrated our second year in April. We launched in April, yep, thanks, Bruce, 2024. And about 1 year in, less than a year in, we created a focus group. This has been so much fun. I don't know if there's anybody on the call who is part of this focus group, but we kicked it off in January of last year, and it has grown to a large number of Lions and Leos. Anyone can join the focus group, and we've been listening. As Matt had mentioned earlier, we use that focus group to share feedback, get what the Lions are thinking, thank you, Stan. Get what you guys are experiencing and needing along the way. And I'm really hoping that you have experienced some improvement and notice movement in forward movement with the portal, because that is really what we've been dedicated to do. Hear the feedback, get the stuff done as fast as we can. As we know, resources have always been very we always have to be very careful about resources. We always have to be careful about setting priorities correctly. So we do take into account all kinds of factors for what we want to hit. But I did pull out just some of those key improvements that we've done over the past few years that hopefully you've noticed. Obviously, we've integrated Learn. You can go directly to Learn from the portal and manage all of your training from there. We expanded who can pay. We've mentioned that. Most of you probably noticed when we updated the page layouts. What that means is we got rid of that right side and we moved those buttons into the appropriate tabs. If you're working with your members, you're working with your officers, you can go ahead and manage right from what you're looking at, what you're managing. So it's been really helpful. Got a lot of good feedback on that. We also added lots of list views. We know that generating reports and downloading Excels and all of that is fine and it has its purpose, but sometimes when we're just doing our daily work and we are hopping into the portal, we just want some quick views and we want to be able to grab what we need, whether it's a club roster, who our officers are they are they set up properly? And then we added the export option to those lists. So you should be able to at least see some very quick, manageable views with some export features. So that was exciting to do as well. And then we just recently launched the new Leo New Club application feature. So if anybody's used the regular New Club app, we also have one now for the Leos, which has been great. And man, they started going within the first couple of weeks of launching that. So that was a lot of fun. And then finally, some cool stuff on the filters. We added some additional officer views. So if you are at a district level or a multiple district level, we put in some additional filters in there so that you can go ahead and see all the club officers in your district or multiple district. And we really try to get it to where, again, you can get it based on a view and less about running a report and downloading it. So those are just some key ones I pulled out. Trust me, we're constantly working all the time to try to prioritize properly and get these things out the door for you. So next slide is I wanted to talk about how Lions can be involved. As I mentioned, our focus group is just over a year old. We're always looking for new Lions and Leos to join. Many of the Lions and Leos that are already on the group have already shared. They love it. They share what they hear on those meetings and are keeping everybody updated. It's been really helpful. And if you do join, you get some sneak peeks and you get an opportunity to really see things early. What are we working on? What are we talking about? Does it fit what your needs are? And it's really a fun group. We currently have about 80 individuals that are invited to every session. And we do them every Monday. I try to do it the last Monday of every month. I do an AM and a PM session so that we can accommodate Lions all over the world. And also, they're every level. You can be anywhere from a member all the way up to international. It doesn't matter to me. More the merrier. In addition to the focus group, the way that we receive feedback is through our Facebook forum. There is a Lion Portal Facebook forum. And I encourage you, if you are a Facebook user, to find the Lion Portal forum and join. We have over 12.4 thousand members on that forum right now. And it is beautiful to see the Lions helping the Lions. It's not all about, it is all about the Lion Portal, but you can put any question in there, and I'm telling you, the Lions already answer so quickly. I watch that every day I go in, literally, unless I'm not working, I am on there every day, checking it, making sure I'm seeing getting the posts out there, answering what I can. And another quick, or I should say, another way to get some sneak peek material is the Lion Portal forum, the Facebook forum, because I try to put Sue mentioned our permission sheets out there. I threw those out there. I also put webinars and different training videos out there. So I'm constantly trying to give you guys the information in all channels possible. And so these are great ways. Toward the end, I saw a couple of people saying, how can I join? Towards the end, I'm going to show you that. So why don't we go to the next slide?
Oops, I think I clicked too many times.
You're good. Nope, this is what we heard. What's next? So you saw some of the improvements that already have happened over the past couple of years. Well, as Matt mentioned earlier, the district governor expense claims is coming. It is awesome. I love working on that already. It's fun to use. We have Lions in a pilot state right now that are doing it, and I will be holding a webinar on June 10th. And on that webinar, I'm also going to show this platform. It's really great. So far, we've had great feedback on it. If you're part of the focus group, you also would have seen some sneak peeks on that as well. Also, some more upcoming improvements. We are very actively right now working on service activity reporting again. And I say that because we do try to hear from everybody the feedback and balance it with what our service division needs and wants. We want to make the service activity reporting quick, easy, no fuss, right? But we also need to have that data. We need to have as much data as we can so that we can continue to offer, different things through, through the service that we do as an organization. So it's really important to get that. I know you guys know that, but we're going to continuously work to make sure that reporting service activity is one of the simplest things you can do because it's one of the most important things to do. Also is assigning officers. We are in that season right now of getting our future officers uploaded. So we are working on a method to make that simpler. That is definitely a process that can use improvement, and it has bubbled up to the surface. So we are currently working on that. And another thing that's really exciting is when we have the opportunity to get that homepage working more efficiently for you. Some of the ideas around updating the homepage would be potentially, quick links to different things that you do regularly. So you don't have to maybe use the search or navigate a few ways in before you have to do something. Maybe even have it customizable. What do you want to see might be different what somebody else wants to see for a homepage. So we're definitely kicking things around on that. Always going to be thinking about it. That's going to be kind of a larger effort moving forward, but it is definitely on our radar. The next thing I want to talk about on the next slide is how your voice does matter. So as I said, to join the focus group, please take down my email. Email me directly. I will love to see your name. I will love to see that you want to join, and I will send you on the next, and I will send you the next invite. And the other area is the Lion Portal Facebook forum. Go on to Facebook, send me a request. I'm the one who is actually reviewing those and accepting your requests. So I do that pretty quickly, so please do that. And then finally, I wanted to go over some of the resources. There are some QR codes on the screen. We have training materials that we do try to update as fast as we can, but it is challenging to get all the videos updated and moving. We really want the portal to be as intuitive as possible, but we know that training material is definitely needed, and we always try to keep those updated as fast as possible. The Lion portal itself, and then finally, frequently asked questions. That has recently been updated as well. So if you are having any kind of questions about how do I log in, how do I access the portal, or anything portal related, see if it's not in there already for you to maybe get some quick answers. So that is what I have on a high level to go over for the Lion portal.
Thank you, Liz.
Yeah.
We'll keep that up. And Bruce, I'm not sure if there are specific questions that you have, or if you want to do some of the in advance ones.
This is a time I actually will make the call out then to all of our attendees tonight. If any of you have any questions at all on any of the areas that our faculty spoke on tonight, please, now is a good time to throw them into chat before we wrap up tonight's meeting. This is your opportunity to get your specific question answered. So,
Yeah.
we'll see what we see here.
I know we did have one in advance, Bruce, that I would like to kind of speak to. And
can you stop sharing your screen
oh,
at this
sure.
time, and we'll
Yeah.
go to the gallery.
And one of the people was asking about the new e-clubhouse, which has been it's kind of in a pilot site now. And as I said, that's one of the areas where technology works very closely with marketing. Marketing's been driving a lot of that as primary for us because it is really around the social platform. We've been very involved in it. I'd love to get some resources that they would like to share that are out there for the group. So Bruce, I will give you some of that because I know people are always asking, how can I get into it? And I heard through the rumor mill, blah, 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 or blah, blah, blah. Well, nothing has been decided yet on any of it. We do need to agree upon it as a priority from a board perspective. So there are some considerations from the board. So hopefully after our latest board meeting, we're going to have some things and there will be some more sneak peeks at convention and then at the forums that follow. So I know that did come earlier in that one.
Awesome. Sue, I do have a question for you and or your group.
Sure.
With the big push on AI everywhere we go, is there anything your division is looking at with AI, or do you know if the different memberships are taking the different divisions within Oak Brook are taking advantage or utilizing AI, and we're just not really aware of it yet?
Okay, so Matt can help me out with that one. We've had a couple of different things that have been happening from headquarters. One of the things is actually we have what we call internally a strategic work stream, and AI is one of those. And that's kind of co-led by myself, Dan Harvey from marketing, as well as Matt. And we have been going through a lot of productivity gains for staff in how they can possibly use AI. We've been going through an education process. We recently, with some affordability changes, have made ChatGPT, a private ChatGPT, available for staff to help them be more effective and efficient with their job. It's not the only type of AI out there or an only solution. What we're also working with, if you've heard about the Growth and Impact Committee that Daniel Elkins is heading up, which is kind of Lions Virtual is one of their big ones. So we've been sharing the GPTs and looking at different things that we can do with that as part of the research. So this year has really been a big research year. On the marketing side, it's also been a big training year for Ellie, as we call her. Okay, I just had to overshare. This makes me crazy. My mother's name was Elvira, and everybody called her Ellie. So I feel like my mother is speaking to me from the great beyond every day. But if you take a look at it, it's really about understanding how to do prompts and how to actually ask the right questions. And that's not just about Ellie on our website, it's for any AI. The better you ask the question, the more specific. But honestly, if you need something that depends on lions, knowing lions, not the worldwide internet, Ellie is your best one. So for example, I ran a prompt recently through that said, how do I create an orientation guide for my incoming president at my club? And Ellie came back with a ton of resources, the exact links to those resources, which I have confidence in. I put the same question into ChatGPT. And it gave me a little flowery thing about how I should structure the manual and whatever, but it didn't give me any of the real meat and potatoes because their model's not trained to go look for us. We're not the highest thing for Google search engine. So to really cut short, it is really this working, and we really see that moving forward, there's going to be multiple levels of AI that we're using and exploring to help Lions. One is Lions helping Lions. Okay, so that's where we're working with some of the things that make great. But then it's also with my favorite one, because I got somebody who wants to do a $49,000 project with the DCCG grant. Okay, is a grant mentor. So to help people go through that district and club, go through applying for it, help you understand what you need to have. We've actually created some GPTs for that. That would be one where it would be accessible once you're in the portal. Because when you're in there, I know what your club is. I know what your balance is. I may know about your service activities, So it's really able to help mentor you through that process. So there's kind of that public, I just want to know where I can drop off eyeglasses. I'm not a lion. Or, that I really want help with how to do something as an officer, to some really in-depth. And that's honestly what we're working on, because quite frankly, there is no free AI out there. So if you all have free Gemini or free ChatGPT accounts, they're not free. You're training their models for them. So you're actually working for those companies with your questions on those free accounts.
Interesting.
So the other thing is making sure we can afford it and apply it in the highest value areas. And that's where we want feedback from Lions. What are the things that you struggle with as a club? What are the questions you want? That's honestly where the 4 Lions virtual GPTs came from. Market to grow, lead to grow, learn to grow. Those ones, if you haven't been out on Lions virtual, please do check it out. Sorry, I hope I answered that question.
And I would,
You did.
yeah,
There
and I
is
would,
another question.
That,
There is another question from Manny Sanchez. The question is, will an option for the dashboard to view LCIF reports similar to the GAT and LCI views? This would be helpful for the LCIF coordinators.
I think the GAT structure does not align with LCI structure, but LCIF structure, and when I say structure, more districts, multiple districts and above, they are aligned. So if there is any specific case that you would like to share, please share and I will take a look. Maybe it's just not selecting properly. So,
Yeah.
but I believe that LCIF structure aligns with LCI.
The other thing that I do here, and for whoever asked the question, is in many cases there's a report, you'll get a report and it'll say anonymous. It says like a club and it says anonymous and an amount, anonymous and an amount. That is actually a privacy thing when you run into that, where a member does not want their name to be shown to reports no matter what. So there are some additional privacy rules that are expressed that can override you saying, I need to know because I'm an LCIF coordinator. So that may also be the case too. We get
Okay.
that question a lot.
Lion Manny, if you have any other questions, please send an email to Galina or Sue. And I think if you need their email addresses, I can get them to you, but we can go from that. Thank you both for addressing that question. Stan, if you could please put your question into the chat, that would be what we're trying to do tonight. Thank you. So we have one more. Anything else from anyone?
I think
Okay.
Matt I interrupted Matt. I think he had something he
Oh.
wanted to add on the AI.
no, the only
And
thing I was gonna add is I think what we're looking to do is bring a lot of those AI features to the Lion portal. As Sue said, AI is not free, and I think that's the number one piece of feedback we've heard from a lot of the members is one of the challenges they have with Lion Virtual is being limited to their own personal Lion or ChatGPT account, so it makes it hard to ask the number of questions they may want to. So I think we're trying to figure out ways to bring that to the Lion portal to where we have a little control to make sure you're logged in, we know who you are, but then maybe you have a little more freedom to ask questions. So as Sue said, we're exploring how do we make that, viable, but we know that's a big limitation for a lot of our Lions.
okay. And Chris, I see you have your hand up. We're trying to utilize the chat box for our question and answer just to keep things under the wraps here to help us, I guess, with the process. And so that would be helpful. Anyone else while these last two questions are being entered? All right.
There's one
Yes.
from Stan
Yeah.
Weitzman.
Yeah.
It says, I'd like to understand the differences between Lions Virtual and Ellie. GPT has been extremely useful in determining the alignment between the Lions goals and the corporate goals.
Okay.
Yeah, so do you
Go
want me
ahead,
to take that, Sue? Yeah. So Ellie, what we use on lionsclubs.org. So that is actually the technology behind it is chat based. And so really what that model is it's more of a retrieval model. So what it's doing is it's going in and it's finding the resources that we have on lionsclubs.org and it's trying to answer questions based on those resources. So it's not necessarily doing a lot of reasoning and things like that. And it hasn't, it's just been trained on all the documents and resources that we have on lionsclubs.org. Whereas Lions Virtual and ChatGPT, that is very targeted to very specific use cases that it has been trained on. So that's where if you're looking for like serve to grow, learn to grow, those are very targeted to service reporting or, leadership. And so it's taken very specific documents and it's been trained on that. And ChatGPT, it's also using more reasoning than what we have for Ellie on the website because again, it's just different AI models. And so I think what we're looking to do on the Lion portal is, kind of balance that a little bit and, be able to train it and find the documents or the information you need, but also, potentially replicate some of those similar Lions virtual GPTs
GPTs.
in the Lion portal, but also even use AI in using some of the data. So you do a service report in the Lion portal, you report your service, then we could potentially create a press release off of that service report. So you're not having to copy it and paste it into ChatGPT. You could just generate it from the Lion portal. So we're trying to, really find the best of what's being done right now and bring it to the Lion portal. But Sue, you can add a little bit more.
Yeah, I think, we all talk about AI, but it's kind of like talking about like my car and everybody's car's the same. That's not true. It's, Ellie is built on a chat-based technology. It's good at retrieving things. Think about like, your dog that gets things. Gemini, ChatGPT, Claude from Anthropic and so forth, they're more the brainstorming question discussion type AI. And then there's when we say behind the portal, there's more of an agent force one, which is what Salesforce does, which is more automation. So in essence, they're all different tools. It's like just because I have a hammer, everything is in a nail. Sometimes they need a screwdriver. I mean, I could get the screw in the wall with a hammer, but I don't think it would be really effective. So that's really what we're trying to look at there. And hopefully that analogy rang true for people who are not techie.
Thank you both. We have a question from Lion Chris. For retention rates, do deaths count? Okay, I'll let you answer that.
I believe so because it's a drop member. So I believe it is counted, but I'm not 100% sure. We will need to take a look at that.
Okay.
Yes.
Can there be a fillable report for retention rates be placed under the membership reports?
Not sure I'm 100% understand the question, but you can take a look under LCI Cape, HBI LCI dashboard. You can select for the membership, you can select actually month and a year, and it will give you also retention that is specific just for that month. And how we calculate retention rate, 1 year retention rate, for example, as of today, we look at the members in a club a year ago and see if those members retain as of today. So that's how retention is calculated. The same thing, the 3 years retention. So you can select specific month and specific year and take a look at retention for that specific as of that specific month and a year. in LCA dashboards.
And thank you. You're exactly correct on that, Galina. I see because this question, and I think I figured it out now. Instead of only a 1 year or 3 year numbers, it would be easier to track improvement if we could fill in our own dates. And my guess is he's looking at insights and not the dashboard then. Would that be correct? So,
It could be.
Lion Chris, are you familiar with utilizing the dashboard as Galina had referenced?
So I was looking at the global dashboard. In fact, I have it up. I had it up right now. And I was looking, so the 3 year new member retention rate that I'm looking at on the global dashboard under the Lions membership just has that 3 year new membership rate. Then that's a number that's just straight pulled in there. And I know you can filter down by constitutional area, multiple district and district. But I was just wondering, because we have some districts with real issues with their percentage of retention rates. And I'd like to track more closely, either month to month from a year ago, year to year, and not just using that 3 year new member retention rate. That's all I was asking.
Yeah, that's something we can bring up with membership. I know membership does give a lot of guidance because they get a ton of like what gets asked for the most, but thank you for that suggestion.
It'd be nice with all the other membership reports that it was right there too, so I didn't have to go to a whole different dashboard to look for it.
Yeah.
So,
thank you.
All right. Having said that, that will be our last question for tonight because I like to stay within our 1 hour time frame. Knowing that, if anybody has questions or when you remember tonight at 2:30 in the morning, that's what I wanted to ask. Instead of calling them, go ahead and send an email and they will be happy to follow up with your questions and get back with you. Sue, did you have a slide with everyone's emails or not?
I didn't have one. I will add one and resend, or you can put our emails. You have them from our correspondence.
I was going to say, I believe everyone, if you have questions, I can send you their email address and get it to you. Otherwise, for most of them, all but Sue, right? If you use their name, first name, dot, last name, and then do at lionsclubs.org, and it should go right to them. And so I see Galina and Matt were nodding their heads. I'm assuming Liz was the same way. But at any rate, if
remember, I'm Elizabeth. Huskey.
And I'm Matthew Wallace.
So, and I had to have Sue added as an alias because you didn't send it to Susan. Names are the worst.
So you know what? If anybody needs their email, reach out to me. That would be the easiest, and I will be happy to send you their email to follow up with your questions. Having said that, let's give our faculty a huge round of applause and thank them for coming on tonight. You guys were awesome. We appreciate the information and the help that you ongoing give to the Lions to help us do what we do. And I thank each one of you for being Lions yourself. Yay! That's awesome. So I have some behind the scenes help with Lions Ed Farrington, Denise Laudenbach, and Susan Hurlbut. And I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for helping me on the behind the scenes stuff. Here's what everybody does need to know. LCI Live and Wisdom Wednesdays are taking the summers off. We know you guys need vacation, you need family time, and I'm guessing you might need to work a project or two, fundraiser or service with your clubs. So June, July, and August, no LCI Live, no Wisdom Wednesday. We're going to be back in September. In September for LCI Live, we're going to kick off with leadership division, Lion John Montgomery and his team. And so that's something to look forward to on what's coming up this fall. But we appreciate each and every one of you for making time to join us, not only tonight, but other nights. And we look forward to seeing you next fall. Have an awesome summer. Thank you all.
Thank you all.
Good night, everyone.
Night.
Night.
No.
Good night.
Bye, guys. Take it easy.
Good
Good night.
night.
Have a good holiday weekend. Enjoy your visit, Bruce.
Thank you. Bye-bye.